How Genghis Khan's insane strategy conquered half the world. What if I told you one man used an insane strategy to conquer half the world in just a few decades? Genghis Khan's tactics weren't just brutal, they were brilliant, and they'll change how you think about history forever. Genghis Khan, born as Temujin in the harsh Mongolian steppes, started with nothing. But in just 25 years, he became the ruler of the largest contiguous empire the world has ever seen. What made him so unstoppable? His ruthless tactics, visionary strategies, and a genius understanding of warfare and leadership that completely reshaped the world. Let's dive into the twisted brilliance behind Genghis Khan's rise to power. Genghis Khan's first secret weapon was speed. His Mongol army was incredibly mobile, something the world had never seen before. Unlike the slow-moving armies of his time, which relied on foot soldiers and cumbersome logistics, the Mongols were expert horsemen. They could cover hundreds of miles in a single day, striking without warning and retreating before their enemies could organize a counterattack. This incredible mobility allowed them to conquer vast regions quickly and efficiently. But Genghis Khan didn't just rely on brute force. He understood the power of fear. He used psychological warfare to weaken his enemies before a battle even began. He spread terrifying rumors of his cruelty and destruction, and word of his massacres spread like wildfire. Cities that heard of his approach often surrendered without a fight, fearing the horrors that awaited them. Genghis Khan turned fear into a weapon, making his enemies collapse before his army even reached them. Another genius tactic Genghis Khan mastered was divide and conquer. He split his forces into smaller, specialized units, making them more flexible and harder to track. This allowed him to confuse and overwhelm his enemies, forcing them to fight on multiple fronts. His army could move in different directions, attack from unexpected angles, and trap enemies in impossible situations. Genghis Khan was also an innovator. He didn't just rely on traditional battle strategies, he adapted and created new ones. He introduced advanced siege tactics, using engineers to create more effective weapons and tools to breach the walls of fortified cities. His use of spies was unparalleled. He would send scouts to learn about enemy movements, and sometimes even plant false information to mislead his enemies, making them fight battles on his terms. Genghis Khan's military organization was ruthless but efficient. His troops were split into units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000. Every soldier knew exactly what they had to do, and every leader knew how to command their troops without hesitation. This military structure made the Mongol army unstoppable. When a general fell in battle, another would take their place without missing a beat, ensuring the momentum never slowed down. While many conquerors destroyed what they conquered, Genghis Khan was different. He wasn't just about wiping out enemies, he was about integrating the best parts of what he conquered. He made alliances with local rulers, recruited the best engineers, scientists, and skilled laborers from the regions he invaded, and used them to improve his empire. The Mongols also ensured the safety of trade routes, like the famous Silk Road, fostering a flow of goods, culture, and knowledge across the empire. Beyond warfare, Genghis Khan had an impact on the global economy. His conquests and the secure trade routes he established helped open up the East and West to one another. Goods, ideas, and technologies were exchanged freely, contributing to a wave of cultural and scientific development. Many historians argue that Genghis Khan's empire played a key role in shaping the modern world, particularly through trade and cultural exchange. Despite all his brilliance, there was one thing Genghis Khan couldn't control: his successors. After his death in 1227, his empire began to fracture. His sons and grandsons couldn't hold the empire together the way he had, and the vast territories began to break into smaller, less unified states. While Genghis Khan had created one of the greatest empires in history, it collapsed within a century. But here's the twist you didn't see coming: Genghis Khan's empire didn't fall because of a lack of strength or strategy. It was because his descendants failed to carry on his legacy. They grew complacent and, in some cases, couldn't live up to the brilliance of their grandfather. The Mongol Empire, after his death, turned inward and fragmented. By the time of the 14th century, much of what he had built was lost. So, the real question remains, was the empire doomed the moment he died? Genghis Khan's insane strategy to conquer the world wasn't just about war, it was about vision, innovation, and ruthlessness. He turned fear into a weapon, used speed and mobility like no one before him, and integrated the best of what he conquered. His empire may have fallen, but his strategies and impact remain unmatched to this day. Genghis Khan's story is a reminder of how brilliant leadership can change the world forever. Want to dive deeper into more shocking moments in history? Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This journey through the past is just getting started.